most
That is so sad.
catastrophic tank losses Russia has experienced in specific
Okay.
locations in Ukraine.
Just had a talk with my friend. We were playing chess, and he's been listening to me for, I don't know, 15 years. I guess I've known him now. Him and Evan were just little snot-nosed kids with their first apartment over here. Neither one of them had a job. I basically employed them all summer. They both turned out to be really cool people. Steph's learning to play chess. And, you know, he's heard me talk about microtubules for a very long time. And he remembers the concepts, the already in a multiverse thing, because he, like I, believe that no matter how small the distance, no matter how small the time space between individuals, everybody is in a different time space. It's impossible for it to be other than that. This is why when they talk about light cones and shit, okay, is because nobody has ever moved at the same speed, at the same distance from a gravitational source, you know what I mean? And so no matter how small, I mean, some people, there's going to be a large amount, like astronauts going around the Earth at 17,500 miles an hour. They are on a different time than us. An atomic clock there and an atomic clock on the Earth would be unsynced. They would no longer be reading the same number. And I don't care, I don't give a real flying fuck about how many digits the decimal point goes down, okay? I'm not interested in that, because if we're going to use a Planck time as a measurement, okay, it's probably many Planck times difference, not just one, many Planck times difference between an astronaut right now on the space station and someone on Earth. But when the astronaut comes back, he's not invisible because he's in fucking tomorrow. Correct? Or he's in my past. This is why someone goes out in a spaceship, they multiple times see, they come back, their twin brother is 80 years old and you're still 20. Okay, and the faster you go, the more that time dilation happens. But it also happens on the slowest scale as well as the fastest. Just the numbers are just smaller. That is the multiverse. That is the multiverse. We don't have one universe with billions and trillions of us. We have billions and trillions of universes with one of us in it. It's the exact opposite. I was told I was Laren before, I'm Laren now, and I will be Laren after I live this life. That's what they showed me. And I'm very happy he understands the concepts. Just because it's taken 15 years of him listening to me to finally kind of start to understand what I'm trying to say, because it's extremely difficult to translate what I was shown and what I was told in a way that was billions of years more advanced than a human being. When I was there, I was still a little kid, and I thought emotionally and spiritually like a little kid, except I was bathed in love and understanding. That's what it was. It was the most wonderful, awesome place. And that's what I started asking questions. As soon as the two little girls, you see, I know who that was. I've come to many conclusions about that, and I think that it was meant for me to do that. Laren before, Laren during, Laren after.
Oh, hi.
I'm recording. I'm going to leave that on there so
No,
people
you're
can. Yes, I am.
You brat.
What?
I'm on my way to the store to get some food in the house.
Okay, all right.
Okay, any preferences?
No.
Okay, fine.
Okay, don't get that shit we had the other night, last night.
I'll never get that shit.
Don't get that again.
No shit on the. No shit on the list.
Yeah, it was terrible. So, yeah, it takes a very long time to explain. And for me, it's very clear and easy to understand. The concepts are like have been burned into my brain since I was a child. And then I spent my whole life trying to unburn it, trying to put that fire out. I spent my whole life trying to disprove what I experienced was what I experienced. I spent years and probably $100,000 trying to disprove what had happened to me. And the more I read about other people's near-death experiences, I started seeing that thread. And this is why I don't normally read articles, especially like Smart News app. I died for 5 minutes and this is what I learned. You know what I mean? Okay, well, I can't read yours because unfortunately it's ruined the fakers and the bullshitters. It's like that guy that did that whole goddamn book and it was all fake. Okay? And I don't read them anymore because the ones that I can tell are fake put a big funk on me. It puts a big funk on my whole day. The liars, okay? They just want attention, and I think they're just repeating what they've heard from other people, and which is maybe why my near-death experience is completely, totally different than many. And this is why it interests my doctors. Because doctors, I think, are inherently curious about it because they've learned and heard of things that have happened in the medical industry that are unexplainable. Simply, pure, just not explainable. You either admit there's something supernatural going on or something natural going on we don't understand. Here's the good news. Vladimir Putin, Saddam Hussein, George W. Bush, Dick Cheney. You see, all of these people, all of these individuals, and there's not many of them, but it's a great source of evil on our planet, okay? That wants turmoil and strife because it benefits evil. It financially stimulates evil. It gives evil power. It gives people control. It gives evil safety. The reason that I can keep my sanity is because I know what these beings are going to go through when they breathe their last breath, because nobody escapes it. Isn't nobody walking out the other side of this life, okay, standing up. That's just all there is to it. Just get that into your head right fucking now. And if most people, I tell them you need to think about your mortality more so that you can think about your life more. You can appreciate your life more. Vladimir Putin is going to be a young fucking guy who got lied to, signed a contract, and ended up getting fucking blown in half and dying a horrible death. That's what's going to happen to Vladimir Putin. But it's not going to be like, I try to tell people, it's the actual life. It's not a movie that you literally are born that person. You live that person's life right up to the moment of death. And where do you find yourself? Right back in that place, ready to live the next life. And why? Because that's how you're cleansed. That's how you're cleansed. That's how your soul is cleansed and why you're allowed to go to God after that. All souls go to God. They're cleansed first. Hitler, he was gassed thousands of times, shot millions of times. He could still be living those lives. You see, time and space do not exist there like it exists here. And so he may have already lived millions and millions of lives and horrible deaths because he was responsible for them. The information that he created is in perfect fucking clarity. And when you get there, that information is there too. And now you're no longer human. You're a spiritual being. And you look over here and here's your life and the shit you did, and you're cringing and trying to get the fuck out of there because this is not good. Well, too fucking bad. Okay? You are your brother's keeper. Has that not been my message? These men, these beings, these fucking creatures, these black souls, okay? The cleansing is going to be deep and hard. Okay? They will escape not 1 second of their responsibility. That's what I can assure you. Okay? So don't feel bad. Don't, the Hitler got away with nothing. He might have committed suicide, okay? But that probably just double damned him. There's no escape. You're not going to escape through death. That's where the truth lies. Microtubules, Dr. Hameroff, Sir Roger Penrose. We are quantum beings on the inside. Functionally, we're wet biomechanics. But our reality, our true selves, were quantum. We were before, we are during, and we will be after. And that's what they meant. Your actual life essence, your quantum self, okay, is always corporeal. It's always solid. It's always one thing. Not one tiny little, plonk, spot of information missing. It's always imperfection. I just wish that I could. Well, this is the point. I'm supposed to do this year after year after year after year after year after year. I'm supposed to do that. And trust me, there's some person somewhere in the world that's supposed to hear me talk about my near-death experience. They will have been watching. They will have been looking for a lie. They will have been looking for me to say something that they can then shake their head and go, nah, okay, yeah, he lied. Okay, that's what they're looking for. That's the person I need to reach. That's the person that needs to hear this message, because it's the same fucking one that I had 15 years ago. 17 years ago, actually, now. Okay? It's the same one. And they see that. And so they understand my conviction. And then I try to point them in the direction that I've looked in throughout my life to try to find the truth. It ain't religion. It's not that jealous punk that men created and called God. It is not that. Okay? So don't fear the God that's the God of the universe. Don't fear him. He's not evil. He's not vindictive. And I don't care how many candy bars you stole, he's not going to burn you in a lake of fire, okay? He wasn't beat up by some fucking evil angel. I almost laugh when I see that shit. It's like, hey, fucking people will believe anything and not even look for God, the God of the universe. God gave his only begotten son to save my soul. Well, yeah, what about that being on another planet out of the trillions upon trillions of planet that's 1 billion years more advanced than you? And when he looks at you, what he sees is like a mud puddle kind of an organism that's barely held together. You know what I mean? Oh, well, God forgot about him? You see, they don't want to talk about that. Religions never want to talk about the fact that the universe is full of conscious, sentient beings. They don't want to talk about it. Earth is the only place where life is, and there's only one God, and it's the God of Jesus. And then you get hundreds of millions of people dying throughout history because of this God. Because he's man's God. And you get this flavor, and you get this flavor, you get this flavor, you get this flavor. And some people, if you don't like their flavor, they'll fucking kill you because you have to like their flavor. Otherwise, you're evil. What? No, that's not the God of the universe. It doesn't work that way. Any evil is brought there by men. Okay? What I experienced was true love and understanding and acceptance. Period. Okay? And also responsibility. I was one of those, when I was shown my life from going back until the day that I hit this why, that whole time span, I'm backing up. I don't want that. They told me that that's what you chose. This is another reason why I believe in the deterministic universe. Because the multiverse exists now, but it's within each of us. There's not me and 1 billion universes. There's 1 billion universes and me. That's how the multiverse works. Okay? All right. I think I've had enough for the day. I've done my responsibility. How's that? I've taken care of my task I needed to talk about today. It was important.